Do you remember when Minecraft used to have built-in minigames? They looked like this, and they were actually really fun. These top two, Battle and Spleef, you can find on just about any server. But this bottom one, Glide, this one was my favorite, and you can't find it anywhere. And I really want to play it, which is why I made this. Alright, I'm going to show you real quickly what all of this is, how you use it, what you can play with it. I'll have all the world download and the structure download in the comments below if you want to play this for yourself. But I'm going to show you how it works real quick, and then we'll jump in how you'll set it up in your world, and then I'll explain a bit how these command blocks work. I'm not going through every single command, but we'll get an idea for what's going on here. So when you load in the structure, you'll start with this book right here that'll give you the how-to on everything. It would be helpful. I'd recommend reading it. It'll teach you what everything is that you need to know. But if you want to just jump in, you need these 4 items. Now before you go, you do need to press this startup button. This will get everything set up so that the commands work. It'll set a ticking area. And as long as you get this startup complete message, then you'll know it's working. And I'd recommend after you press this startup, you get the message, you press this lever, just turn it off and then turn it back on. This will make sure that everything is loaded up at the same time, since some of these have a delay that needs to be synced up in order for it to work correctly. And now when you fly, you'll throw this, you'll get that message generator on. That means it's working. And now you'll just fly wherever you want your track to be. And you'll see, you look behind, you're getting these rings, you're getting the particle trail. That means everything's working. And so I'm gonna make us a short one here. Kind of follow the riverbed. Give us a quick example. And then I'll get us back to spawn. Now when you're done, you're gonna throw this and you'll get a message saying that you toggled the generator off. You'll see in just a second here. There, generator off. You'll get that message and it'll turn it off and you'll be left with this. That's all you really need to know. Now before we get into the overview of how it all works, I'm gonna show you how you can get this in your world. So like I said before, there's a structure download in the description or a world download. If you want the world, it'll all be there. If you want the structure, you can put it into any world. So you can get more unique terrains, make a Elytra track wherever you want. And so if you have the structure, you're gonna download it. You need to know where the file is on your computer, and then you're gonna need a structure block. So the easiest way to do this is to give yourself a structure block, just like that command. Now I have one in my inventory, so it actually just went right there. But you'll see you get the structure block, and then you'll place it really anywhere, and then you're gonna go in here, the load, and you're going to click import. You'll find the file in your computer and then you'll click the load button and it'll load in just like this one right here. And then once you have it, all the items in the chest that you're going to need. I'm going to show you what we got going on here. These are the particle settings. I'm going to set it to night just so we can see them a little easier. There, I've got it nighttime, and it's a lot easier to see these particles at nighttime. As you see right now, we have the green stars on. These are kind of like those growth particles. These are the most visible particles. If you want it just for utility, I would recommend going these. But then we also have blue fire and regular fire. The blue fire you'll see here. This one I think looks very good, especially at nighttime. You can see it clearly as you're going through the track. And then the red fire is pretty much the same to be red. And I wanted another option. I think honestly, I really only use the blue fire and the green stars. But you can see it okay. If you're going at nighttime, I'd say go blue. If you're going in the daytime, use green. So I'm going to set it back to day and then I'll jump into this explanation. Alright, now that we've made a simple track, you have an idea of how to use everything. I'm going to show you what this one, the clear particle spawn eggs, does, and then we're going to get into how all these command blocks work, the big high level overview of how everything works. If you want to look at each individual command, there's the world download and you can look at each individual command. But I'll try to do a good job, make sure that you're confident you know what most of these do. And so this one, clear particles, is exactly what it sounds like, but since I added this particle track, if you make really long tracks close together, it can get a little laggy, and if you don't have a strong PC, that can kind of take a toll on you. So if you want to turn the particles off, you just don't even turn your lever on, you'll be fine. But if you want to just clear them from a track, you'll place that, and then you'll see here all the particles are gone. Now it does only work in your simulation distance, so if you have a track really far away, you'll have to do another one when you get there. But if it's out of your simulation distance, then it's not even going to be rendering anyway. So actually the particles work pretty good. I've never had too many problems with lag or anything like that. Now let's get into the commands. We're going to start with these ones here on my right. These are the toggle commands. So this stripe right here, these three, they are the same as these three. And so it's going to start here, and it's going to see if there's a splash potion, and if there is one, then it's going to give you a tag on. This gives it to the player closest, so that's why it's multiplayer. Now over here, after that, it's going to say generator on with the colored text, and then it's just going to kill the splash potion. It's the same thing here, but it's just going to remove that tag instead of putting it on you. That way it knows whether you're trying to make the hoops or not. So those two are very simple. Now these ones are just some ones that you need to have. The armor stands TP at themselves. Now the armor stands are important right here. This one is running whenever you're creating hoops. It's summoning an armor stand 20 blocks below you, and it's going to run every 3 ticks. This one will keep it from going anywhere by teleporting it to itself. This one is going to make them invisible. That way, you don't see them. And then these ones are going to put the particles on it. So that's how you get the particle trail. It's just these command blocks and then these ones to keep them in place. This purple one and this green one right here, these are for this clear particle. So whenever you spawn it, this one tests for that, and it'll kill all the armor stands. Those are the things making the particle, and then this will kill the spawn egg. So it can be any spawn egg named clear particle in red text. Right here. Oh, this one we're actually not using, so don't worry about that. All right, so these are the particle system. This line right here, and a couple in there. These two are what are going to generate the hoops. And of course, all 3 of these command blocks, they only run when you have the generator turned on with those command blocks that toggle it. And so these all command blocks, it looks really long. These are actually all the same command. What it's doing is whenever you have the generator on, it's setting glowstone at a position around you. And all of these just work to create a circle. And I have 2 lines so that you don't have one crazy big line. That way I can make the structure a little bit smaller. It's just 2 halves of the circle. And that's why you have to turn it off and on again, so that they're going at the same time. You can adjust this delay to how often you want circles to be. I have it 100, which is every 5 seconds. And I find that works pretty well. Other than that, the startup, very simple. This is just setting the game rule, giving you a ticking area, and then telling you that you did it right. And with that explanation, that's pretty much how it works. You should have an understanding of how it works, how you could make it if you want to modify it. And of course, if you wanted to learn more about it, then you could check the world download. You can read all of these commands individually, get a very good understanding of how it works. With that said, you should go try this. I really enjoy it. But before we're done, I wanted to tell you, I'm not done with this. This is version 2. I had a version 1, which was just not good. This one's much better, but it's not perfect. I wanted to get this out because I'm enjoying playing with this one, and I thought people would. But ultimately, I plan to make it with the armor stands to check if a player goes through these hoops, then we can have a checkpoint system. We can get some particles to signify that. I want to have one easy spawn egg that just lets you make the start of a track that'll have like a checkered finish. Everybody can start there. And then I want to add a timer, just like they had in the original Glide game. They could go across the top of your screen and then kind of show you every player's time. I just kind of want to add some ease of use features in the future. So I would look out for that video. But in the meantime, go play with this one. I would download the structure, put it into your world, get some friends together. It's a real fun time. I love playing this one with my friends. We all make our own tracks and then we'll take turns. So it's a good time. I would go download the world, and I'll see you next time.